Okay, I literally don't know where to start. Let's begin with design. Now, this thing is a bit on the bulkier side. If you compare it with the one that I used last, it is actually bulky. And I'm pretty sure many will be agreeing with me at this point because the case is a bit bulky compared to other earbuds cases. But it also comes with its own advantages, which I'm going to cover in a different section. My initial impression was it looks really nice. It has this nice pastel color, which gives a nice subtle look, and also the branding does not excessively stand out. So white on top of lilac makes it look good. In the front part, you do get one LED light, which gives a bit of information like you would expect in earbuds. Like when you open it, it will blink in one manner. When you charge it, something else. So you know that. And also in the back part, there is this USB-C option for charging it. And again, I'll cover it in a separate section about charging and battery. But yeah, it does feel pretty good. It does not feel super premium, but yeah, it's not cheap at the same time. I mean, if you do this, you will be able to hear the components inside. So it's not like a snug fit, but okay, it's fine. The inside part is glossy, which looks nice, and these things fit very snugly, so they won't easily fall off even if this thing opens or something happens. I don't know if that is very relevant or not, but yeah, that's all for the design part. Okay, now that we have covered the design part, now let's finally focus on the main review. So starting with how they feel, are they comfortable enough? Now, I would definitely say this, that they are the most comfortable pieces of earbuds I've ever worn. I've worn them for long sessions when I've binge watched like episodes after episodes, which I rarely do, but just for reviewing this earbud, I actually did watch Fuzzy, and I continuously wore it almost for an entire evening. They did not feel uncomfortable for even once. Now, for the past few days, I have not really worn them. I was busy with other videos and all. Now, I don't really know why that when I wear them now, I do feel some pain in this ear. Now, they might be related to something else, but again, I've not worn them for the past few days. Now, let me cover this part also. You do get 3 options. So there is the small, medium and large 3 ear tips, and also 3 options for the supportive part. I don't really know what Bose actually calls them. So you can suit them accordingly. It comes with a medium size that is already pre-installed. Now I removed and used the small ones, which are better fit for me. Now, it's not just about how comfortable Bose has made them to wear, but also it is related to the active noise cancellation, transparency and everything. Now, it has happened with me for every earbud I've used in the past, whether there's like 49 decibels of noise cancellation, 50 decibels of noise cancellation. Now, every earbud I found this weird vacuum effect in my ears. And I couldn't really turn on active noise cancellation for long enough because it would lead to terrible headache because of that weird vacuum effect. I don't really know what to call it. And you might have also experienced that same thing on other earbuds, but with this one in QuietComfort, they are really comfortable. I don't know what type of engineering Bose has done with the active noise cancellation. They are very comfortable. There is no weird vacuum effect and all. And for hours after hours, I've actually listened to this earpod with the ANC on. Whenever I use it, the ANC is always on. So I never bother turning it off. It is so very comfortable. Okay, since we are already talking about the ANC, let's focus on that part too. Now, I'm not going to present some kind of technical jargon or graphs in front of you, but I'm going to share my real life experience using these earphones with the ANC turned on, both indoors as well as outdoors, so you will get a pretty fair idea of how these things work. I still will include some numbers if you need. Remember, these are not super accurate because I used a decibel meter application for the readings. This earpod can easily cut off normal conversations inside a room such that they become pretty hard to hear. The ANC is better tuned to remove low frequency sounds, so yes, the white noise of air conditioners or the CPUs get completely removed. So yes, it is not super
effective for female voice. The concept here is not to try and cut off all noise, but to reach a comfortable level such that your brain ignores the outside noise.
This is my first time buying Bose, and when I was buying it, I was consulting a number of people, searching the internet that what is the decibel up to which it supports the noise cancellation. Like you get in most of the cheap earbuds and everything, you get around 50, 59 decibels, 49 decibels of noise cancellation. They advertise it that this much of noise cancellation is available. Whereas on Bose, there was no mention of the decibel of noise cancellation it actually cuts off. But I was actually super surprised of how strong it is, but also how comfortable it is at the same time. So a few days back, there was celebration going on over here. So people were bursting firecrackers and everything, and although there's a ban on bursting firecrackers which cause a lot of noise pollution, but there are irresponsible individuals who still do that. So it causes a lot of trouble for me, especially every year. And this time I was super pleasantly surprised when I was wearing the Bose QuietComfort Earbuds and watching Farzi on Amazon Prime. It didn't really cause any trouble for me. Like the sudden burst of the firecrackers, which literally caused almost every solid stuff in the room to have, you would be able to feel the vibration if you keep your hand on the table. It's so loud. And when I was wearing them, there was just a faint bursting sound coming to my ears. So it's pretty good and well made. Okay, let's talk about aware mode. It's basically the opposite of active noise cancellation. It takes in the sound from outside and amplifies it in your ears, so it almost feels like you're not wearing anything. Now it works flawlessly, and it's pretty helpful when you're outside, like crossing the road or maybe listening to someone in a conversation. You can quickly turn on aware mode easily by tapping and holding on the earbud, and it works flawlessly, like I mentioned. But there are some places that I think has areas for improvement, and that is about the wind noise reduction. And it's not just about aware mode, but also for the active noise cancellation in this part. But I would primarily focus on aware mode because it is far more noticeable and worse in aware mode, because it makes that weird sound of the wind when it hits like a microphone. You know, right, how it sounds like. And it's not just that, like the wind is very heavy or something like that. You might be just normally walking down the road and the wind is going against you, and you will be able to hear that too. So at times it does get very annoying. I did a little test at home and compared it to the other cheaper earbuds, and I was surprised to find out the cheaper earbuds which had active noise cancellation as well as transparency modes did not have this bad of wind noise coming in. Now you might argue here that those earbuds are like super cheap, so they have a weaker noise cancellation and hence the effect is not that much pronounced as it is on this one. But I again would say that this problem is not much noticeable in the active noise cancellation mode turned on. So walking does not cause the wind noise to be hearable, but at the same time it is just the opposite in aware mode. So I think it does need some tuning from Bose in order to cancel out or remove that sound. Maybe the latest software update solves that issue, but for me, I rarely go out of my house, so I don't think it would be much of an issue for me. But yeah, it's worth mentioning because it would be pretty annoying if you are regularly traveling and you have your windows of the car open.
Next is the most important part of an earphone. Honestly, we forget to appreciate how good super cheap headphones have become in providing clear audio, that this earpod did not feel much of an upgrade. The sound quality is very good, but it definitely won't feel mind-blowing as an average consumer.
Initially, you might have this idea that it's like any other audio experience, but slowly and surely you will start appreciating the details, because the attention there is literally amazing. You will be able to hear every detail of every instrument in a music or a song, and even the sound effects which sound so crystal clear in the movies. It makes the experience all the more immersive. The sound in this earphone out of the box is not super bassy, which I really like, and at the same time it's not super flat, But also don't think it's like those cheap earbuds you get in the market where it completely lacks any sort of bass. You can actually modify everything from their official app and tune the earbuds according to what you prefer. But the original tuning is pretty balanced. It does not support any kind of like super high-res audio like LDAC or anything, what their competitors are doing like Sony. So there was the XM5 Sony earbuds available on Amazon, and there was a recent really bad experience with Flipkart. So I've become very skeptical while buying online. So I went to Bose's official website and found that they were themselves redirecting to Amazon. So I thought maybe they are selling it officially on Amazon, whereas Sony was redirecting to Sony Center. Now Sony Center was not, I mean the earbuds were not deliverable to my place, so I had to go for Bose. But if you go for the Sony one, you actually get even better audio quality. For me, I have experienced LDAC audio before. I can't really notice much of difference. This sound is so crisp. So I can completely assure you in terms of audio quality, you need not have to think about that this does not have LDAC, so maybe this one has really poor audio quality. It's not at all that. Okay, now let's talk about connectivity. Now this comes with Bluetooth. I don't really know. Now there are people who complain that there is a lot of connection drops, connectivity issues that happen, but with this one I experienced zero connectivity issues. Now these earbuds do have software update, and I don't really know why I can't update from their Bose app. I've tried from my iPad, from my Android OnePlus phone. They can't really update the firmware on this one, but I don't really bother updating it anyway because it works so well. It has such a good nice connection with iPad or with my OnePlus. I've not used it much with my OnePlus. I've used it mainly with my iPad while watching the series, and I've noticed zero connection drop. It works very seamlessly, and you also get multi-device connectivity, and it works so seamlessly. I mean, there are voice messages I was getting on my Android phone, and then I thought suddenly that why not connect both and see if I can pause the Amazon Prime Video over here and maybe listen to the voice messages on my phone. I connected, played the voice message, it played, and when I paused it, went back and played Farsi, it started playing again through the earbuds. It is literally so smooth and seamless. Two different operating systems. One is iPadOS, another one is Android. Vastly different software, but at the same time, Bose manages to bring them together side by side, connecting and taking in audio from both. And the big plus is you do not have to configure anything again in order to connect, or maybe push any buttons like I have to do with my keyboards and mouse. So you start playing the audio, it will automatically connect to that particular device and start playing it. It's super seamless. In my day-to-day usage, I have never experienced any connectivity issues. Now, I did not try anything weird and stupid, that is connecting the phone here and going downstairs to a different room, might be going outside the house and checking if it is connected, because that is not what Bluetooth is meant for. Bluetooth is meant for connecting it locally, right? You would not be leaving your phone at home and listening to music when you go out walking. That won't be working. But still, I went to a different room someday, I don't really remember, but the connection was still there and it kept up pretty well.
The earphones are fully customizable from the BOSE QC app. You get the usual features like different pre-configured EQ modes, or even you can go for full custom for maximum control. The interesting thing is there is an inbuilt assistant that works with the BOSE QC app that can be summoned by saying "Hey headphones." You can turn up the volume or turn down the volume, click a picture, accept or reject a call by just using your voice. It isn't super reliable. I have never used it personally, but yeah, it's a feature worth mentioning. One downside is it needs to have the BOSE QC app open in the background, so if you remove it from recents, it stops working. Finally, some other features like changing the aware or quiet mode, configuring touch gestures and more. Bose also offers firmware updates through their app, but it's never worked for me.
Okay, now let's talk about the battery. Now, I really tried to completely discharge the case and do a complete battery test, but I just couldn't. Still now, my case has charged and it's pretty well charging my earpods too, and it's always at 100% whenever I open the earpods and use them. And the earpods themselves have lasted for almost like 6 to 7 hours and have just lost around 20% of the battery. That's with active noise cancellation turned on. I know, it's like pretty insane, and I think it's the advantage of having such a bulky case, and the earbuds themselves are like a bit too big, and I think that helps Bose pack in as much as battery possible and also use the available battery very efficiently. Okay, so that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Do like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.